It is night again, and like every night for 1,000 years, there is a story waiting for you. Tonight's story comes from a very old book, from a land of stones and stars, from a time when people walked instead of rode, when they slept on the earth and dreamed beneath the open sky. The story is about Jacob, a traveler, a young man at the start of a long road. Settle in, let the world fall away, and let me tell you what happened to him on that quiet night. Jacob, son of Isaac. He was young, slender, with wise eyes. The morning had not yet come. The sky was a soft gray, neither blue nor red, just gray, like the wool of a lamb.
Jacob stood in the courtyard of his father's house, quiet. He held a staff, a simple staff of olive wood, the staff of his grandfather long ago. On his shoulder, a small sack. Inside, a piece of bread, a few dates, a clay jug of water. That was all. His mother, Rebecca, stood in the doorway, dressed in a blue robe. Her eyes were soft. "Go to my brother," she whispered, "to Laban in Haran." Jacob nodded. He did not say a word. He only looked at her for a long time, remembered her face, and then he turned and walked. The road led eastward from Beersheba. Soft sands, low juniper bushes, stones still warm from yesterday's sun. The wind had not yet risen. Everything stood still. Jacob walked, slowly, step after step, on the sand, on the thin path. The sun rose behind him, slowly. At first, just a little yellow light on the hills, then a wide golden glow, and then the sun itself, round, white, large. Jacob's shadow stretched out before him, long, thin, walking with him. He walked all morning. Sometimes he passed a young shepherd with a flock of sheep, the sheep busy nibbling at small patches of grass. The shepherd nodded to him. Jacob nodded back. And sometimes he passed a well, stones around it, a jug hanging from a rope. He drank a little water, sat on a stone for a moment, continued. Noon came, the sun high, warm. Jacob sat beneath a lone acacia tree, ate a date, drank some water, looked around. The landscape was open, dirt hills, scattered trees, no city, no house, no person. He was alone. But this did not frighten him. There was something peaceful about being alone like this, between the hills, as if the world was very big and he was very small, and that was all right. He closed his eyes, breathed deeply, felt the warmth of the sun on his eyelids, the smell of the earth, the thin rustle of the acacia leaves. Just a moment of quiet. Then he stood, lifted his staff, and walked on. Long hours passed. The sun sank slowly. The light turned gold-orange. The shadows lengthened. A light wind began to blow, cool, pleasant, and Jacob understood that the day was ending. He needed a place to sleep. He came to an area of low hills, stones scattered on the ground, an old place, a quiet place. Here, he thought,
Here I will sleep tonight." He set down the sack, set the staff beside it. He looked at the stones, picked one up, examined it, set it back down, picked up another, chose one stone, smooth, round, good for a pillow. He placed it on the ground and lay down. Night fell. The sun disappeared entirely, and its light, the orange, the red, vanished after it. The sky turned blue, deep blue, and then black, and the stars appeared. 1, 2, 5, hundreds, thousands. A sky full of stars, white, trembling, very far away. Jacob lay on his back, his head on the smooth stone. He looked up. He thought he might fall asleep, but the stars were so beautiful. He just looked and looked and looked. The wind grew cooler. Jacob wrapped himself in his wool blanket, pressed himself against the ground. The earth still held a little of the day's warmth. He heard crickets somewhere far away, a small song, quiet, and the wind passing between the stones, whispering, and nothing else. His eyes grew heavy. He looked at one star, large, bright, and then they closed, and he fell asleep. Deep sleep, quiet sleep, and then the dream began. In the dream, Jacob opened his eyes. He was still in the same place, on the same stones, beneath the same stars. But something was different. Before him, rising from the earth, a ladder, a long ladder, very long. Its bottom touched the ground right beside him, and its top reached the sky, all the way to the sky, among the stars. The ladder was not made of ordinary wood. It was made of light, soft golden light, trembling a little, like a gentle fire that does not burn. Jacob looked at it. He was not afraid. He was not astonished. He just looked. And then he saw that there were beings on it, angels, going up and coming down, going up and coming down, with great gentleness, without speed, without sound. One angel rising, 3 steps, pausing, breathing. Another angel descending, 2 steps, pausing, looking at Jacob, smiling a small, quiet smile, and continuing down. They were white, a little transparent, like clouds of milk. They did not speak. They made no noise, just rose and descended, slowly, slowly. And Jacob stood at the foot of the ladder, his head tilted toward the sky, and he watched. He could have watched for hours, for days. It was so beautiful. And then the voice came, not a thundering voice, not from above, not from the side. The voice was from everywhere and from within. "I am the God of Abraham, your grandfather," the voice said softly, "and the God of Isaac, your father." Jacob did not answer, only listened. "This land on which you are lying, it is yours, and your sons, and their sons, and I am with you wherever you go, always. Do not be afraid." I am watching over you, and I will bring you home." Jacob stood and listened, and the angels still rose and descended, and slowly, slowly, the dream began to soften, like mist dissolving. The ladder grew more transparent, and the angels grew more distant, and the voice grew quieter, and then it all vanished, and Jacob continued to sleep. The night passed. The stars shifted their places, slowly, above his head. A small moon rose and set, and the wind blew quietly, almost unheard, and Jacob lay on the stone, his breathing soft, steady, his face at peace, like a child's. He did not dream again, he only slept, deep sleep, full, complete, like someone in a safe place because he was in a safe place. The sky began to brighten, slowly, gradually. The black turned blue, the blue turned gray, the gray turned pink, soft pink, the pink of morning. One last star still shone in the west, and then it too disappeared. A small bird sang somewhere. One song, short, and then a second bird, and then a third. Morning had come. Jacob opened his eyes, slowly, without alarm. He looked around in the soft pink light, saw the hills, the stones, the low trees, the same place, exactly the same place. But something was different. He sat up, gently, stretched his arms, felt the stone beneath his head for another moment, smooth, cool from the night, and the dream returned to him. The ladder, the angels, the voice. He remembered it all, not hazy, not far away, clear. God, he whispered to himself, God was here, and I did not know. He looked again at the place, at the stones, at the earth. It was the same place, simple, ordinary, stones and earth, and at the same time, it was everything. He stood, slowly. He picked up the stone he had slept on, smooth, round, good, held it with both hands, looked at it, remembered, and then gently he set it upright, on the ground, like a small pillar, like a sign, like a memory. This place, he said quietly, its name is Bethel, House of God. He took from his sack a little olive oil, green gold oil, clean, and poured it slowly on the stone. The oil flowed, drop after drop, soaked into the earth below, and that was enough. Jacob stood for a moment, beside the stone, beside the place. He was not hurrying anywhere. The morning wind passed through his hair, cool, pleasant, and a small bird sat on an acacia branch not far away and looked at him with curiosity. He smiled at her. Then he lifted the sack and the staff and continued on his way. The road ahead of him was still long, Haran, far away. Many days of walking, but he was not afraid. Something in the dream, something in the voice, something in the stone he had set had made him calm, quiet inside. The sun rose higher, the light grew stronger, but the day was still gentle. Jacob walked slowly, step after step. Sometimes he looked back toward the place. The stone could still be seen, small, upright, white in the light. And then it disappeared behind a hill, but he remembered where it was. He would always remember. The road carried him onward, between hills, across small streams that had dried up, beneath ancient oak trees. Sometimes he paused, rested, ate a date, drank water, and sometimes he just walked, simply walked, and let his thoughts flow. In the evening he came to a new place, another hill, beneath another tree. He spread his wool blanket again, laid his head on another stone, and watched the stars appear. One, one, one. And they were the same stars as yesterday, the same wide sky. And he breathed deeply and closed his eyes. And on this night he did not dream. He just slept, quiet, deep, safe, like one who knows he is not alone. And slowly, slowly, the night wrapped around him, and we will leave him there, in peace, to rest. And there we'll leave him, safe, at peace, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Thank you for spending this quiet time with us tonight. Sleep well, and we'll see you when you're ready for another story.